Hello there, gang, and welcome to another episode of Displaying Model Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest action figure video podcast. So take off your pants, crack a beer, and let's talk toys. Let's talk about the nerdy news that you need to know about. It's the only news that matters. It's good news. And on today's show, Chucky returns to terrify the USA. Stray cats are roaming around your PS5. And it's up to us to stop the robot revolution. But as you know, here at Model Behaviour, action figures always come first. Or sometimes not at all. So let's talk about them. Cracking things open with Marvel Legends news, Dan Yun just posted on his Twitter a little photograph of a suitcase, a Marvel Legends t-shirt, and that mysterious, vaunted lab coat with a little message about San Diego Comic-Con. So we are going to get some reveals coming up very, very soon. I mean, hey, tomorrow is the 20th, and that's what we get. We get our little reveals every 20th of the month this year. So I'm thinking Animated Beast. Will that be the case? Well, we're going to have to find out. But there's a whole lot more news till then. Because we are also getting PulseCon, running from September 30th to the 1st of October. This is basically a chance for Hasbro to do their own little con, essentially. And they are going to be revealing a whole bunch of stuff and news and previews, and it's probably gonna get expensive. But honestly, who cares at this point? I'm like, yeah, charge £1 million. I don't care, just show me the cool stuff. I just wanna see cool things, be a part of the conversation, and that's what this should be about. So I'm very excited for it. Not to be outdone though, Mezco have their own Mezcon running from the 21st to the 24th of this month. So again, you can expect more reveals, more exclusives, more reviews, more release dates, just more Mezco goodness. And that's also what I like to see. What I would be most excited for would maybe, well, first of all, them releasing some more of their figures. That would make me excited. But we have just got Wolverine hitting store shelves now. Finally! It's not over in the UK yet, but I am so excited for when that finally hits. If they announce Doc Ock, because they've teased Dr. Octopus with their Spider-Man and Green Goblin reveal, so if we got a Mezco Doc Ock, I might be a little bit early for that, but still, there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out throughout the next few days, so you know your boy Dave's going to cover it. Over in Select news now, they haven't released, but someone has released some potential sneak peek images at some new figures coming out, and I really hope that they're legit, because the big one is Beta Ray Bill, or Beta Ray Bill, or Beta Ray Bill, don't correct me, I don't care. But I think it is Beta Ray Bill, isn't it, or Beta Ray. Why am I doing this? The figure looks amazing. That's what I want to talk about. I was won over to Select a bit recently when I got Titanium Man. And I was like, the joints are so smooth and there's no pins on that. It's beautiful. So if Beta Ray Bill, I'm just going to call him Bill, all right? If the Norse horse is as good as Titanium Man, for example, this looks stunning. I mean, look at the picture. That huge, fiery mohawk, just the gigantic size of him, the spinning hammer. I'm scaling down my Marvel collection, but man, I could get this guy, because also Select are a larger scale, but that's okay with monster alien type characters. So this would work fantastically. Then we also have a picture of Black Panther, and this looks fine. There's nothing to get too excited about, I don't think. I mean, just for me personally, I have no need for this. Black Panther is a normal-sized human, so a Select would not scale with other Marvel Legends. It looks nice. It's got the kind of blue highlighting tint that classic Black Panther has, so that's kind of cool. And then there is a picture of Miles Morales and Spider-Ham from Spider-Verse, and that looks ghastly. I mean, really, look at that Miles. Look at those proportions. What, were they taking notes from figure arts? Like, what is up with that? And I'm not dunking on figure arts, just the No Way Home figures they recently showed pictures of. But that Miles looks like, like, is this the same company that makes the good ones? Because it doesn't look like it. But still, these little preview leaked images, hopefully they all come to fruition. And by that, I mean, hopefully Beta Ray Bill comes to fruition. Don't care too much about the other ones, but Bill, take my money. Storm Collectibles have been showing some nice pictures of this San Diego Comic-Con exclusive repaints. First of all, there is Kintaro, the bloody version of Kintaro. And that looks fine. I'm not a big bloody version type person. I like just the clean original. And this one comes with new translucent arms, this time Scorpion translucent arms. So like kind of fiery kind of arms. And I'm okay with that. I can buy into the head canon of like fiery, flamey kind of fists for Scorpion. That's fine. Then also they've got Samurai Showdown, a little repaint on that. I don't know too much about Samurai Showdown, so I can't really comment too far, but yeah, have a picture. And then also there is Zangief in his player, I don't know, 8 colors. And also you've got the repaints with the bashed up head as well. I love their Street Fighter line, but again, it's a rabbit hole, so I'll stick clear. But yeah, Storm is showing up. Now, something I don't normally cover is Lego, but I just saw that they have announced the Lego Office set, and this is kind of right up my street. I only own but 2 Lego sets at the moment. The Daily Bugle, and of course the Home Alone house, which I was going to build last Christmas, but I had COVID and I didn't do it. And now it's in the attic waiting for this Christmas for that building, because come on, you can't build the Home Alone house if it's not Christmas. Am I right or am I right? But now we're getting the office, and that just looks super fun. I bet there are going to be so many teeny tiny little in-jokes and references in there that you can recreate in the bizarrely insane minute detail that you can do with Lego. I was so won over when I was making the Bugle. So freaking clever. I'm late to the party with Lego, but wow! There's some clever people make those things. So yeah, I'm very interested in this. I might have to treat myself. Over in McFarlane DC, Todd has been a busy boy, but boy howdy is there one in particular that I really want, and that is the Mega Figs Bane. Yes, I keep seeing McFarlane figures and going, oh, that looks kind of cool, I'd like it, but I won't get it. No, I will get this Bane. I will absolutely, but this is the perfect Bane. Bane is my favorite Batman villain. I love the big, terrifying, like, powerhouses who are also super cerebral. That's Bane right there. And I haven't got a Bane figure that I felt has been like the perfect representation of the character. It's either like a hyper stylized one from like Arkham Asylum, or maybe the cartoon version, or just too many gimmicks. It's just not the right Nightfall Bane. And this is it. He looks, I'll do it again. Mwah! Chef's kiss. Well done, Hasbro. Hasbro, what am I saying? I'm too excited. Can't remember the last time I said well done, Hasbro, you know what I'm saying? Well done, McFarlane. This is the Bane I want. I cannot wait to get my hands on him. And I was thinking, well, I don't have a DC collection. Well, that's all right, because I got Captain America, and somebody is going to be recreating Marvel vs. DC. That Captain America versus Bane fight, so much fun. That is going to be represented on my shelf. And also from Blackest Night, they have another big mega figure of Necron. Don't know nothing about him, but he just looks cool. So if you want your big, scary, evil, Grim Reaper, zombie-looking dude, then Necron, but that's going to be right up your street. I'm not going to wax lyrical too long. I'm just talking words out my word hole so that you can look at some nice pictures in the meantime. We done? Yeah, I think we're done. And then on a previous good news, I was a dumbass. I thought that a picture of Batman was teasing a new Batman from the Court of Owls. No, that wasn't it. That was teasing a Talon figure from the Court of Owls. Okay, and here he is. So there you go. All's right with the world. Except for the proportions on this Talon. Is it just my eyes? Or look at the legs going up to the torso. Like that looks weird. There's some McFarlane proportions going on there. That don't look right. All the praise I was heaping on Bane, slow that down, because it just looks like a torso, then with like no real sort of waist, just 2 legs just jutting out really long. It's like how I used to draw people when I was a child, you know? And then someone went, you know, we have hips and a waist and stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, that works better. Yeah, Talon looks weird. I'm not a fan of that guy. And not slowing down, Todd McFarlane himself also announced their DC Superpowers line, which are super retro versions of characters with vehicles as well. So they're kind of going all in with this. And they look sort of impressive if you are a super retro DC person. Again, not my wheelhouse, but you take a look at their Superman, Darkseid, it is the real classic. Is it Golden Age, Bronze Age? I don't know how it sort of works out, but super old, super retro, definitely looks like a passion project. But those are the projects that normally work out really well when the designers are like, this is something I really want to do. that's when it turns out well, so these could be ones to watch. McFarlane are still not finished. They have shown images, or teaser images, of 2 new spawns that look badass. Plague Spawn, and also, because that's not enough, we're also getting Nightmare Spawn. I don't know if these 2 different versions of the characters have been in comics before, or if these are just new creations for the action figure line, but my goodness, Spawn is like Garfield. It's a character that you can mutate and manipulate and change in so many ways, and it's still recognizable as Spawn. So this looks kind of cool. I haven't bought any Spawn from McFarlane yet, but both of these look really cool, especially, I think it's the Nightmare one. I'm looking at that, and I bet some customizers are going, Dark Carnage right there. Total frame for a Dark Carnage custom if you wanted to do that. So yeah, kudos to McFarlane. These 2, even just in teaser images, they look pretty awesome. And McFarlane are still not done because they're going over to Warhammer now, and we've got some new figures from their Warhammer 40k collection. And particularly these new ones, they're not just Space Marine helmets, we've got actual faces, and that's where McFarlane are really coming into their own, and these look really cool. I'm going to read off the names because I'm not familiar, so here we go. So we're getting Warhammer 40,000 Ogrin and Cadian Veteran Guard. Those are those ones there. I think there are more as well. So actually, while I'm saying this, I might splice in some other pictures so you can see what else is happening. Because McFarlane, you can see from this that they're busy bees, and Warhammer, they're making some really good looking stuff. And finally, for McFarlane, they have shown off some McFarlane Dragons. This is one for the old 90s kids, or the early 2000s kids. The McFarlane figures had a whole range of dragons, essentially. And when you talk about action figures being posable statues, this is the closest it is to like full on just it's a statue and you can maybe like tilt the head or something. Their dragons didn't have a hell of a lot of articulation, and looking at some of these photos, I'm hazarding a guess that's also the case here. Not a huge amount of articulation, but if you're one of those dragony type people, one of those folks who like has those collections of those pewter statues of wizards with the little gems and stuff, those are very popular in the late 90s, then maybe you'd like these dragons too. Super 7 have put out a bunch of pictures of their upcoming G.I. Joes, and some of these look kind of cool. I particularly like the Bat. Bats I've become a big fan of from the Hasbro classified line, and these from Super 7, again, all the different swap out pieces and parts, they seem super fun. And you got some other reveals coming along here as well. I didn't know what the release dates or the prices were, so it's just fun to kind of like show them. So, you know, keep your eyes out and have a look to see when these are going to be hitting. When I find out more information, I'll probably let you know. I say probably because I am a forgetful little thing. But still, it's fun to take a look at these because Super 7, I'm not a big Super 7 guy, but I know a lot of folks are. And yeah, they have their ups and downs and creamy middles, but on the whole, they do make some pretty figures, and these are some pretty figures. Ah, Hasbro Star Wars. You guys just can't catch a break with your Haslabs, can you? The Reaver Haslab double-bladed lightsaber thingamajig has failed to meet its funding goals, much to the disappointment of, well, Hasbro, I guess. I think they made a bad call with this one right from the start, making a Haslab project for a character who had barely even debuted on TV, who they were kind of betting the farm of like, no, this is going to be a big franchise character people are going to love. Nothing is worse than a company deciding this is our new character that everyone's going to love. No, it doesn't work like that. So unfortunately, you know, Obi-Wan met with mixed reviews. I think it's fair to say it met with mixed reviews. Certainly not enough for anyone to see the character of Reva and her gimmick with her lightsaber and stuff and go, oh, I got to have this immortalized for X hundred amount of pounds. Nah, they should have played it a little bit safer. Then again, some people would have said that a Rancor was safe, but hey, there you go. Maybe Star Wars is just losing steam with the general public. I don't know, it's not for me to say, but the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for Hasbro. So hopefully next time they can take all of this on board, learn a few lessons, and third time will be a charm for the Star Wars Haslabs. One thing I love are Neca stop motion advertisements, and they've put out a couple recently that just, you know, go onto YouTube and check them out, or just enjoy like the half screen here. First of all, to promote their release of Robocop, they did a stop motion Robocop commercial, and that's just so cool for me. I love Robocop, I love stop animation, boom, perfect. And also it did make me think like, oh, well, maybe I should get the Neca Robocop, but I won't, hold fire, no pun intended, for the Higher Toys version. I just hope that Higher do Ed 209 and whatnot, because seeing Ed 209 from Neca in this commercial as well, I'm like, oh, it looks so good. But still, that looks awesome. And also they've done one for Splinter in their Universal Monsters crossover TMNT set. And this is great. Splinter Van Helsing jumping around with no pants on, attacking and training and helping out the monster Ninja Turtles. That's just great. Neca, for any bad points people sometimes have about them, which, there's a few, boy, do they make some good commercials. Mattel have shown images of their new Masters of the Universe Masterverse Beast Man, and this is a beast. Massive, huge, mega-sized figure. Looks really cool. I love the Masters of the Universe Revelations redesigns. They were classic with a little tweak just to modernize them, make them look cool. And Beastman was one of the characters who really benefited from that makeover. So he looks really, really cool. I feel that with the Mattel Masters of the Universe, the only thing lacking is just a little more paint, just a bit more of a wash, just to muddy them up a little bit. So he looks a little plasticky, but still the sculpting looks awesome. So yeah, I'm very impressed with this guy. So he's 9 inches tall, so he is a big beast of a figure. As I said, he's going to be coming out around about November. It's going to be priced $34.99, which when you look at the size of this thing, you realize like, wow, yeah, you can make huge action figures for a relatively reasonable price. Who knew? You only learn of the way you are inside when life puts you to the test. Whew. Yep, just more pictures of Mattel's RIP No Holds Barred set, which I just wanted to show more pictures because I think they've done such a good job. I love this as a nostalgic set. It's Hulk Hogan as Rip, it's Tom Tiny Lister as Zeus, and just someone sat down and went, how can we make this the ultimate nostalgia 80s pack? And they've done the VHS box, they've done them going like head to head. It's such a cool set that I'm here thinking like, I don't collect WWE or any wrestling figures, but this I might have to do. Especially, now I want to see them do a Brel figure. I forget the name of the actor, but he basically played every dickhead douchebag in the late 80s and early 90s. And I'm sure he's the loveliest guy in the world. He was in Wayne's World too. But yeah, if they had a Mr. Brel figure, I just put him on my shelf and he can look at all the characters and call them all jockasses. That would be great. Guys, if you don't know any of those references, go and watch No Holds Barred. It's garbage, but it's great. If you want something a little more high-end, Mondo are doing a Masters of the Universe Skeletor straight out of what looks like the Revelations cartoon design, and oh my goodness, this looks like the coolest looking Skeletor that I've seen made, and it should be, because it's gonna cost $220. Alright, so I'm not saying like, hey, well done, Mondo, you made a great looking figure for a reasonable price. No, you made a great looking figure for an expensive price. I guess that's the cost of production these days. It is what it is. But if you have some cash to splash, then this guy's going to go up for pre-order July 20th, which is tomorrow, and should be available February next year. So just as a figure, as a version, a representation of Skeletor, just look at him. He does look wicked. Now let's go for a more reasonably priced action figure. Jakks Pacific have shown off their Sonic the Hedgehog figure from Sonic 2. And this is the movie, Sonic 2. That's what I'm talking about. And this looks like a really nice little action figure. You know what? Probably going to be reasonably priced, like a normal action figure, not like these Psycho Collector action figures. So that's just kind of nice to see. It's just nice to go, oh hey, there are normal action figures out there for like, kids and stuff. Can you believe kids buy action figures? Oh, it's news to me as well. Now here's a random one. Jada Toys have shown a teaser image as part of San Diego Comic-Con of a Chester Cheetah action figure. So if you ever wanted to immortalize the Cheeto-loving cheetah, then this could be your chance coming up soon. So no other pictures, price or release date, just a little teaser put up there so that one day we might get a figure that can be on our shelves and remind us all every day, it ain't easy being cheesy. Mattel have shown images of their Jurassic World Hammond collection Tyrannosaurus Rex, and I wanted to show you this just because I don't really cover Jurassic Park, but look at the size of this thing, okay? Look at the size, look at the detail, look at the paintwork, look at everything that's going into it. It costs $50. $50 is a lot of money, but for what we're getting, that actually looks really, really good value, or at least what I would say is maybe normal value, compared to other companies that charge like 4 times that for what is probably essentially the same amount of plastic and tooling. You know the kind of things I'm talking about. So I just wanted to give a little kudos to Mattel. Maybe it's because Jurassic Park isn't such a big franchise or whatever, but still, this T-Rex looks wicked. Any customizers want to get him, paint him red, you got yourself a devil dinosaur. I just wanted to show this off. I think this looks really cool. I don't need a T-Rex in my random action figure collection, but I kind of want it just because he looks awesome. Over in video game news, reviews are coming out for a game that has been long time anticipated now, Stray for the PS5. This is a game in which you play a stray cat in a cyberpunk kind of future, and first of all, it looks beautiful. This was originally going to come out at the start of the PlayStation 5, but of course there are delays in the world and all that kind of thing. So finally, Stray is coming out, and it's getting really positive reviews, which I'm so happy to see, because it just looks like a beautiful, unique, creative, just a great escapist bit of gaming. And I just think this looks like so much fun. I really want a PS5. I just actually got my results back from my university degree. Got a 2-1, so maybe I should reward myself with a PS5. Yeah, I can justify that. So maybe I'll do that, because Stray looks like a game that is definitely well worth playing. All right, are you ready to just give away a whole bunch of your free time? I know I am, because someone has to protect the future from the GD Terminators. Am I right? Skynet is going to be running amok, and it's up to us, thanks to Mezcon Software, I think that's the name of the company, who are going to be putting together and releasing a Terminator Open World game. This is something I can make a whole separate video on for what I would want out of a Terminator game. Already, the brain is already firing with ideas, but I think Terminator is such a rich tapestry to make media out of, and it's good. Terminator's been in a bit of a slump for the last couple of decades, so it would be really great to have some Terminator property that is awesome and just brings it back into the forefront. Fingers crossed that's going to be the case. We've only got a teaser trailer to go on, but that's enough to whet the old appetite. I'm really excited to see how this develops. Over in TV news, USA/Sci-Fi have revealed some cool looking teaser posters for Chucky Season 2, which will be hitting October 12th. This is one that I'm excited to see. I thought the first season was excellent. I love what they've done with the Chucky character idea, mythos, kind of. It's always an evolving property, and I think that's really cool. And I love the fact that this TV show kind of takes into account all the films and everything, but then it does start its own new thing as well. It's just, it's so clever. I love it when creators reimagine something, but then keep all the old lore as well. It's so well done. This, even though it's more adult, like it is scary and horror, it has that kind of great sort of young adult kind of element to it as well. It's a really clever show. If you've not seen the first season, I highly advise you to binge that and get ready for season 2. I have a feeling it's going to be a blast. And guys, that does it for good news for today. What did you think about the stories covered? Comment below, let me know. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more, then join the 6-1 Clicks by clicking the like, share, and subscribe buttons. As you see, I'm still on the road at the moment, but I got a t-shirt and there's toys to talk about, so that's not going to stop me. We're going to be back home in the bunker in about a week's time, but until then, we got a lot more videos to upload and a lot more stories to discuss, because the toy industry ain't slowing down this summer. They're working overtime, and so am I. So guys, thanks very much for watching, and until next time, keep displaying model behavior. A Hasbro Marvel Legends t-shirt and that vaunted, come on dude, shake it off. Cracking things open with Marvel Legends news, cracking things open with